Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a friends to lovers romance recommendations. So the first one I have is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. And this one is about Hazel, and she's kind of like quirky, and then there's Josh, who is mellow and restrained, and they kind of like set each other up on like double blind dates. And they always like end up back with each other on these blind dates, and they end up like the dates end up progressively getting worse as time goes on, and they realize they have fun and chemistry together, but they try and tell themselves they are just friends, but obviously things end up changing and they realize they have feelings for each other. This one was adorable. I loved Hazel's spunkiness, and Josh is adorable too. Definitely check this one out. This is a good friends to lovers one. So the next recommendation I have is Like Lovers Do by Tracy Livesay. This one's about Nicole, or Nick, and she is a surgeon, and she's like friends and roommates with Ben. And so Nick ends up like disciplining an intern at the hospital, and of course he's like a powerful donor's son, and so he goes and complains and kind of like gets her like in trouble, and she's worried about a fellowship she has, even though she's really not in the wrong at all for like telling him what he did wrong. And so she's like kind of put on leave for, I think it's like a week or two, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. And so Ben ends up asking her for, you know, her help to like go on this trip with his friends, and his ex-girlfriend will be there. So they kind of like, they're friends, but they also fake date during this book too, and during this trip. And he asked her to fake date because his ex-girlfriend really wants to get back together, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that, and he just doesn't want to deal with it. So he asks her, and then she asks him to kind of put in a good word, because his family is like full of like prestigious doctors, and kind of like help her in this situation, like put in a good word at her fellowship. And so they go on this vacation together, and things ensue, and it's actually really adorable and cute. I liked this one a lot. I thought Nick and Ben were a good couple, and I ultimately enjoyed this one. So the next one I have is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. And this one is about Danny, who is like a PhD student, and one day she like gets stuck in an elevator during like a drill at the school, and like Zaf comes and helps her out, and Zaf is a bodyguard in her building, in like the school building, and they like know each other, they're friends, they greet each other, you know, back and forth, and kind of like have, you know, morning coffee and conversations. And so he ends up helping her, and then it gets like caught on like the internet, like it's videoed, and like they explode, and everybody thinks that they're like a couple. And again, they're like, they fake date too for to help Zaf. I think he has like a nonprofit. He's a former I think he's a former rugby player, and she kind of helps him with that by fake dating, because it, you know, it brings in a lot of popularity and into this nonprofit that he's doing to help kids. And so it kind of progresses from there. This one definitely is very steamy. It is a sweet romance too, because Zaf is like a cinnamon roll hero. I really enjoyed this one from the Brown Sisters trilogy. The next one I have is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So this one is about Poppy and Alex, who are two best friends who like vacation together. They started like this tradition when they were in college, and they like go to like different places and over the summer and vacation to like different vacation spots. And so they're friends, and then one trip kind of changes things, and they don't talk for quite some time, like really talk with each other. And so Poppy kind of is like in a rut at work, in a rut in life, and she kind of thinks back to when the last time she was happy, and it was when she was vacationing with Alex. And so she kind of asks him on like one last vacation for them to go together, maybe like rekindle their friendship or more, you know. So this one was really good. I enjoyed it. There is some steaminess. I really liked both Poppy and Alex's characters, and I definitely liked hearing like all about their vacation spots. This one is dual timeline. It does go into like, it goes to the present where they're vacationing now, and then it goes through all their like previous vacation spots that they went to. So I enjoyed hearing that. And then you kind of got to see through that their friendship build, and I really enjoyed that aspect as well. And so the last one I have is Not So Nice Guy by R.S. Gray. This one is about two high school teachers who are like best friends. Ian and Sam end up meeting like during like their orientation at the school or at the district that they work at, and like become fast friends. And so everybody at the school assumes that they are dating because, you know, they talk all the time, they're friendly with each other, so they just assume that they're dating. But then Sam kind of one day is in the teacher lounge and somebody asks her, and she's like, no, we're not dating. And that kind of like spirals from there because everybody thinks Ian is attractive, and so they keep on asking him out. And then there's also like Sam, who's getting asked out by somebody else, and Ian doesn't really like that because he's always had feelings for her. And so it kind of goes from there. I did enjoy this one. I thought it was cute. It was definitely a romantic comedy, and definitely one to check out. So those were all of my Friends to Lovers romance recs. If you know of any that I didn't mention that you really enjoy, please leave it in the comments below. I really like this trope as well. And like and subscribe if you would like to, and I'll just talk to you all later. Bye!